What is up, guys? It's your boy here, Jersey Flex. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, make sure you go hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more awesome, badass content. So I promise if you hit that subscribe button, you'll be 10 times more handsome. As you could tell by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about Primobolan, a golden era steroid. So we're going to be breaking that down. I also want to let you guys know before we get this video going, down in the description there's a link to go to vintagemuscle.com, and in that link you guys will find quality pro hormones. I've partnered with Vintage Muscle and I stand by their products, so go check out Vintage Muscle and see if you guys like anything. So without wasting any more time, let's talk about Primo and roll that intro. Boom!
Maybe it's a new beginning. Maybe it's the start of where it ends. I know. There's no going back, and I'm loving you, I'm loving the chase.
So welcome back to the channel. As you guys saw from that intro, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm a basic gym bro that lifts weights, puts them down, and eats protein to get bigger. So any of the stuff mentioned in this video is not medical advice. You know, I put a strict disclaimer there, so I want you guys being healthy. I want you guys, you know, doing all the right things. If you're gonna be doing these things with your lab rodents or whatever, like SARMs, you know, you must have some real jacked lab rodents, but whatever. This video, like I said, for educational and entertainment purposes only. So now that we've said that, let's get into discussing Primobolan, a golden era steroid, which I kind of mentioned that into the intro. It was mainly gaining its popularity in the 60s. And one of the most famous bodybuilders of all time, you guessed it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, was real famous for using Primobolan. It was part of his main off-season stack, and also moving into competition, he would combine D-ball, Diana ball, with Primobolan. So I also kind of want to discuss later on into the video, so stay tuned, some of the dosages that he was using, as well as some of the doses that people nowadays typically use, and also the dose that I personally used when I was using Primobolan to prep for my bodybuilding shows. So it's a lot to cover in this video, so make sure you guys stick through it. So before we talk about dosaging, what is Primobolan typically used for? Because Primo, more often than not, is referred to as a very mild steroid, which it is. It's a very mild steroid. And if you're somebody who has built the mass, built the physique for being a true bodybuilder, it's going to really put the icing on the cake. It's going to get you leaner, stronger. You're going to make some gains on it. And it's one of those rare steroids where you can make some subtle gains in a caloric deficit. You know, besides Trenbolone, there's very few things out there that can help you make adequate gains in a deficit. But before I get people going crazy in the comments, it is a mild steroid. You're not going to get freakish amounts of muscle mass by taking Primo. So one of these steroids that'll help you gain that kind of level of mass is Trenbolone, Diana ball, taking high dosages of testosterone, making you a bigger, better version of what your natural version might be. You know, Primo is more for the experienced weightlifter, like I said, that wants to put the cherry on top. So a lot of guys nowadays, they're comparing themselves with like the current Mr. Olympias and those types of physiques. So obviously Primo is not what you're going to take to become a mass monster. It's going to be Trenbolone, high doses of test, HGH, all kinds of things like that, D-ball in your off season. So Primo is more of a quality over quantity type of steroid. So that's why guys in the golden era used to love it. And another reason why in the golden age of bodybuilding people would take Primo is because it would actually help with gynecomastia, Okay, so it would help you get a little bit leaner, it help dry you out, and water retention is a huge issue with your estrogen levels and creating that environment for gynecomastia to form. So guys who would be taking a crap ton of D-bol, they would start getting nipple sensitivity and things of that nature, whereas Primo would help keep your boobs in check. And and that was something that back then, when there was not as much medical science behind all these things, it was a lot of trial and error. So these golden era bodybuilders, they relied more on work ethic, training volume, clean diets, which Arnold Schwarzenegger is known for that, as well as his prime genetics. That's why it was a compound that he used to use quite a lot. At least that's what he speaks of when he does his interviews on these types of things. So so enough with the history. What kind of dosage was Arnold Schwarzenegger taking? Well, Primo comes in amps. Like the original forms of Primo, they come in amps, and these amps would be 100 milligrams per amp. So he was taking 100 milligrams a day, so 700 a week when he was on cycle. And the duration of these cycles would range between 12 to 16 weeks. Now, I personally wouldn't take Primo longer than 12 weeks, because anything that you take for longer than you should is going to suppress you even harder. It's going to be harder for you to get back to your natural healthy levels of hormone production if you're going to be cycling off. It is something you could take long term, because the side effects are real mild. And getting into the discussion of that, to open the discussion of that, it's a DHT derivative, similar to Anavar, Winstrol, and other DHTs. So dihydrotestosterone, what that does is it attacks hair follicles in terms of side effects and things like that. So those DHT side effects. But the fact that Primo is very mild, you really, as a guy, will not experience too much hair loss. Females, on the other hand, they should really stay away from Primo. Even at the competitive level, in my opinion, women shouldn't really be using Primo. Anavar is really all you need with good work ethics. Some women take it one step further and go to Winstrol as well. And that's if you want to keep your feminine essence and don't want to gain androgenic side effects in bodybuilding. But bringing it back, so the dosage of 700 a week, 100 milligrams a day was pretty standard back in that day. That's what Arnold used to do. As far as me, what I used to do back in my competitive time, I was doing about 300 to 400 a week. Okay, so I would kind of do it maybe Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, that kind of thing. But I really wasn't going too much over 400 a week. And I got pretty good results. I noticed I got harder, I got leaner, I had a better time preserving my muscle tissue. I felt strong while I was in prep or when I was dieting down just to look good. It definitely was something nice. So, and there's some guys nowadays as well that are pushing the envelope of 800 a week. I know that things are a little bit different. You can get it in 200 milligrams, but it's standard that the amps will come in 100 milligrams. And another thing, I think the biggest issue with Primo, or two big issues I should say, is, we'll start with the first one. The post-injection pain is absolutely excruciating. So it's extremely painful when you inject. I'm just saying that. The second thing that I got to add to this is the quality, okay, the purity of the compound. Now, there's very few guys out there that can get this stuff through customs, but I know overseas legally you can still get the original amps at 100 milligrams, and that's going to be real pure quality stuff. Other than that, I mean, you're really running the risk of people counterfeiting it, having like D-bol in there or pro hormones. It's not going to be really the real stuff. And Primo does come in oral as well as injectable. So and I think that kind of wraps up basically everything I could smash within a 10-minute kind of time frame. I don't want to be too over the top and talk about Primo for 30 minutes, because I know you guys got lives. You guys kind of want to just get the crunch, the essential stuff that you want to know about Primo. So that's kind of what this video was for, to kind of consolidate as much as I could within a 10-minute time span, to not waste your time as well. So Like I said, make sure you guys go hit that subscribe button. Check out Vintage Muscle, which is down in the description below. I love you guys. It's your boy Jersey Flex. Subscribe, and I'm gonna roll that outro because I got some shit to go do. I love y'all. Peace out. Boom.